Welcome to Geeks Unleashed for another week. You are joining the lovely Tegan and Rahul. My name is Maude. Garrett, I just ate some lollies. Some may, candy, whatever. It's in my teeth. This is Geeks Unleashed, where we do get a guest on and just get our geek on and talk nerdy. And there's no bigger nerd than this guy right here. Big warm welcome to Rahul Kohli. Have I said it right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Rahul Kohli.
Just gotta get it.
Thank you for having me.
Gotta ask the question. So what we're going to do, just to do a bit of a getting to know you round, we do something called Power.
Okay.
And it's called PWR. And basically you just say what you are currently playing, watching, and reading. Tegan, did you want to go first and show how it's done?
Sure. So at the moment I have been playing my ex-boyfriend, the Space Tyrant. So it's a fun little indie game and has been described as the gayest game ever made, so that's super fun. I have been watching House of Cards again. It's a sickness, I know, but I can't help myself. And I have been reading Bonk by Mary Roach, which is that cool sciencey novel thing.
Bonk? That's what?
Yeah, so it's like looking at like the science behind like sex and mating and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Did you learn? You know what, I've already gotten in trouble today by talking about orgasms.
It's all very scientific. It's all very scientific. Not particularly sexy, so.
No! I had to explain to Jeff Bridges what the O face was. I have never been more uncomfortable in my life. I should embrace it, but I couldn't, because he's like, my O face. Anyway, eject. All right, Rahul, you're up. Power, PWR.
Okay, so playing, at the moment I'm playing Marvel's Lego Superheroes.
Nice.
Yeah, I only just picked it up and it's awesome. What am I watching? At the moment I am watching the lost episodes of Star Wars The Clone Wars, because we don't get it in the UK, it's only on the US and Canadian Netflix. And I'm reading Guardians of the Galaxy comic book, so volume 1 at the moment.
This is almost embarrassing because for me, my power, I am playing Knights of the Old Republic again. But
again. So good though.
Such a good game.
Yeah, I actually went out with this guy back in 2005, just so I could play his Xbox and that game. Anyway.
Fair.
Clone Wars. I'm watching Star Wars Clone Wars. Also, it is on Netflix, and I have just made an announcement that I'm co-hosting a brand new Star Wars podcast channel with the lovely Ken Napsuk, who is the pit boss on the Schmoes Know Network. So we are doing something called the Jedi Alliance, and it kicks off tomorrow. So I'm just eating Star Wars at the moment. Yeah, Clone Wars. I'm only up to season 1, but I'm trying to get that happening.
Stick with it. Stick with it. I didn't like season 1.
You didn't watch season 1?
No, I didn't like it.
Why would you not? Oh, it's just all over the place.
Yeah. As soon as season 2 hits, then it finds its feet, but season 1's a chore. Sorry, Dave Filoni. I don't know if he's watching.
Yeah, he's probably watching actually. My deal is the actual clones. They have a pseudo kind of New Zealandy accent, which is played by an American guy who grew up in New York. A bit like, nah, not really, not nearly, but there you go, you get a nudge. And then reading, I am reading, I told you I was getting prepped, right? I'm actually reading, what did everyone else say?
Bonk.
I got the, well, I'm not reading about sex, unfortunately. I also got the Guardians of the Galaxy on cosmology. Cosmology. Finally on cosmetology and getting into the giant Star Wars.
The Star Wars Encyclopedia.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah.
Have we lost Maude?
Yeah, well, she's just really impressed with that book. She just wants
us to get just a really good look of it, which is fair. I can understand that. Maudie, are you there? No, I think she's gone. Well, waiting for her to come back, we were also going to throw a couple of quick-fire questions at you, so I guess I'll throw mine at you first.
Okay.
I promise I won't have anything to do with EastEnders, although my mum would be really proud. What was your favourite comic series growing up? Because I know that you are a comic book fan.
There are people out there that would put me to shame. So I mean, while I read, I'm not by any means like, I'm more of a gamer than I'm a comic book fan. But Batman was always the comic book character for me growing up. So reading Frank Miller's work and then reading stuff like, The Long Halloween as well, and Killing Joke. So I would always, rather than follow anything serialized, I would always pick up the graphic novels in bulk and just tear through that. So Batman was my comic book.
Very cool. I think a lot of us would agree with that. We've got a couple of huge Batman fans in the Geek Bombs, for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, massively, especially Rouge. We see you, Rouge. She's our little new 18-year-old. She has the most impressive comic book and just Batman collection that I've ever seen. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Very impressive. I think we may almost have Maude back. Maude, are you there? I can see her. All right, let's go to the next question. Still on comic books. What's your favorite comic book adaptation, whether it's for games, movies, TV show, whatever?
Very good. Comic book adaptation. I would probably say, that's a good one. That's a
you
really
can say iZombie if you want to.
Of course. I'm probably going to regret this because I'll say it now and then think later on, no, there was more. But the things that spring to my mind at the moment was anything in the media that was borrowed from the comic book, right?
Sure, whatever you like.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Oh, nice. I love it.
It's funny, we were at the arcade about, seriously, 2 hours ago, pumping quarters into it. We were just playing that today. And also, I loved Arkham Asylum. Absolutely loved Arkham Asylum.
So
more than City and Origins. The first one was a good one. And Spider-Man 2 on the Xbox.
Oh yeah, I played that one actually. That was pretty good.
Yeah, the swinging mechanics. It was the first time you genuinely felt like they got it right. They got swinging through New York down to a T. Film wise, Christopher Reeve's Superman.
That's fair. Yeah, no, they were good. They were excellent. Yeah. Very cool. I like it. What did you think of the new Superman movie?
I loved it. I actually really liked it. I think I remember when Begins came out, hearing a lot of complaints. It's not this. It's not that. Where's Danny Elfman's theme? It didn't do this. I couldn't see the action. And then when Dark Knight came out, everyone went back and said, "Oh yeah, Begins was brilliant. I loved Begins." And I think people will do that with Man of Steel. People will mouth off about it. Oh, there's no comedy. He didn't do because Superman Returns had no action and it had all this jokey humor. It followed Lois and Lex, and everyone moaned. And then Man of Steel came out and it was pure action and everyone wanted sweet, charming romance, and you just can't win. I think people will go back to loving Man of Steel after the sequel.
Yeah. Maude, do we have you back?
Am I back?
Yeah.
Yes, there you are. Yay, Maude.
Okay, so
no
this
idea.
Is a weird thing. I was watching as if I was a part of it, and you're like, "Oh, we can't see Maude. Where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm here."
I'm
here.
We're freezing you out.
Yeah. So we're doing rapid fire, Maude. Did you have a couple of questions?
Rapid, and that was in-depth rapid, but I liked it. Hey, while I've got you guys really, really quickly, I just want to do a shout out to those that have started watching. They are streaming and they're just letting people know they're getting settled in for a good geek chat. If you do have any questions, there are ways to get involved. You can tweet us at Geek Bombshells if you're not already liking us, and that's not something that you should do.
Not possible.
Comment below. Not possible. Oh no, that's impossible. I'm misquoting Star Wars already.
Yep.
So let's get some rapid fires happening. Tegan, are you ready for mine?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You are a tabletop fanatic. What tabletop game are you absolutely in love with right now?
Ooh, you know what? Puerto Rico. Still just always Puerto Rico. I love it. It makes me happy. It's fun. Nerdy. Haven't heard of it? No? It's really fun. It's basically like the easiest way to explain it is like a trading sort of game thing, and it's just, I don't know, it's super fun. Although your little workers are little brown pieces, I don't know how I feel about that. But besides that, it's super fun.
And guilty pleasure game. What game have you played that not many people like, or not give it a lot of slack, but you just really rep it?
Is that for me or?
Still for you.
Oh God. I'd say Fallout New Vegas. I found that not as many people like it as the other Fallouts. So maybe I've just been talking to the wrong people, but people seem to just smash it in front of me, and I love it. I love it so much.
Weigh in online. Do you agree? Do you not agree? What are you thinking?
Yeah.
I loved your thoughts about the DC movies, Rahul.
Oh, thank you.
Analogy, especially with the Dark Knight. I actually found that everyone was slamming the third in the trilogy the most, because there was some hype, because the Dark Knight, the Dark Rises, was so spectacular that when we didn't see that in the third to kind of finish it all off, when we had Bane instead. Alrighty. Tegan, did you want to crack the whip, because you're going to take over the next segment? We're going to get our zombie on.
Yes, we are. I'm excited about this. So, going to chat some iZombie. So I guess, first up, just what was the audition process like to get this gig?
Wow. It was a bit too easy and a bit too simple. I didn't realise until I got to Vancouver how difficult it was. They apparently they'd been looking in America. They looked in Canada for this an actor to play the character, and they couldn't find anyone that they were happy with. And it got opened up to the UK, and I literally just went into a casting office. She put me on tape. She was quite happy with what she saw. I got an email back the next day saying try it again and add this, and then 2 days later I was cast as the character in iZombie. That was it.
Do you also feel that people that have the English accent automatically sound smarter?
Yeah, well, yeah, there is that perception that over here we play villains or like ingenious masterminds. There's like a Jaguar advert, right? Have you guys seen that with Ben Kingsley and Tom Hiddleston?
Yes, we are all the evil. Yeah, we're all the bad guys.
Yeah, but I wasn't. I don't think that the character was initially British anyway. I think it went once it got opened up a bit more internationally. I think then they were like, okay, cool. Well, let's try it this way. So I don't think it was intended from the start.
Has there been anything that you've done to sort of get into the character, even just reading the comics themselves? I know it's only a loose adaptation, but...
Yeah, well, I described us more as Wanted rather than Watchmen in terms of comic book adaptations. We're more the spirit and the soul of it rather than a shot for shot. But no, I did. I read the comic books because when we were given the sides, you're not given a full script, so I wasn't sure how heavily we were how heavy an adaptation it was. So I read that, and then that was pretty much it. Once I was offered the role, then I delved into a lot of medical books, and I was watching YouTube seminars that people have put up on YouTube talking about autopsies, how they're done, how they work. Then I watched autopsy videos non-stop for days, real ones.
I'm a bit of a princess with that kind of stuff, as I kind of pointed out. What was your attitude going in? Are you just like, I don't feel anything, or are you just like really holding back the chunks?
I was at first. I was really worried. Like there was one video where the doctor. It is Dr. Gunther von Hagen or something like that. The guy does Bodyworks.
Bless you.
And and he had this old lady on the gurney or whatever, and their face is covered, and he takes you through an autopsy from start to finish. And I didn't feel very good. What started with the first cut, I was a bit like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, just nice. What was it? Was it the second Matrix where the scalpel knives that they would find? That makes me feel ill.
Yep, nope.
Like those incisions, how they push the blade down and slide it along. I'm not about that. I'm not. Yeah. I would rather be shot, stomped on, hit by a train, than someone go, I'm going to cut you open with a little knife.
Yeah, it was more. I tell you, that wasn't too bad because it's a dead body. There's no blood, right? Because there's no circulation. So once he does the incision, nothing really. It's like someone drawing on like Play-Doh. You know, nothing really happens. It was it's the rib cage cracking. That was the bit I didn't like. You know, when they. But yeah, so I would watch that, and I kind of got a bit immune to it after a while, and I watched a lot of nasty videos of. Certain police cases where they had to exhume a body after 7 months of being buried, and I was watching that stuff and watching videos as they opened the coffin to restart a new autopsy. So I got a bit numb to it, but now we're trying to sort out, I'm going to go to a live one. So that's the next one.
Wow. What he's not telling you is this has nothing to do with the character, he just digs it.
Yeah.
No, I play a shop. Yeah.
Oh god. Maybe a less gross question. So what's it like? I've got to ask. What is it like to work with Rob Thomas? Because I'm a huge fan, big Veronica Mars fan. So gotta know. Yeah.
No. I think I'm very lucky, very spoiled to work with Rob Thomas. He. I had no idea what I was coming onto. Different country and all of that stuff, and then I meet Rob, and he is the most gentlest, nicest guy. Like you hear horror stories about directors and stuff like that, and then he just wasn't. He was so open to how I felt about certain things. He never really, even when he wanted to change stuff, he comes across with such a nice. I don't know. He's just a really nice, sensitive guy, and
he loves a bit of a party. Yeah.
He does love a party, yeah.
But in like the awesome sense where he just is like, come on guys, let's get up and have a dance and have fun.
Yeah.
I want to dance.
He has the most endearing dance moves.
Yes.
That's twice I've seen Rob dance. But yeah, I only watched Veronica Mars last week.
You love Netflix, your new access to Netflix, don't you?
Exactly. So we just did the first season of Veronica Mars. We literally finished the final episode of season 1, like before we did this, in between Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Capcom.
But no, it's awesome. Like now I get it. I get why people love Veronica Mars, and I saw similarities now because obviously I just did iZombie, and then when I watched Veronica Mars, I was like, oh, okay, I can see why. Yeah, I see it, but it's
strong female characters. Exactly. There's a problem-solving, sleuthing nature behind it. There's a real sense of camaraderie and teamwork, and I could go on.
Yes, exactly.
And also, I guess, the writing as well, I was going to ask about that. Just being a Rob Thomas show, can viewers look forward to that really just clever and just witty and just sort of just amazing writing?
Yeah. It's littered with those sort of wit and humour and stuff. That was the thing that I kind of like. It kind of felt like a cheat on my audition to make people laugh because I didn't come up with anything. It was so easy to just, because it's all there, you know. There's no improvisation. Everything's there, and I'm very excited as well. A couple of the writers tweeted that I guess my character has some sort of comedy element to it. There's a little bit of relief, and they are sort of hinting that I've got some amazing lines coming up. So I'm very excited to get my hands on that.
That's very cool.
The way through this because it's a live stream. Sorry, I'm chatting. I think I'm lagging again too, which is not fun. I don't know what is up with my internet, but it's just doing these ones to me at the moment. So, but I just want to go through some of these comments that I am getting because they keep popping up, and I do get them live. So, guys, whatever you're chatting, I will read them out throughout the show. We've got one from Metal Geek 81, which is of course Shane Ashby. He wants everyone to know that he's liked this video so far. We've got one from Mr. Dreeq, who says, "Yay, he was the first one here. Finally, now I have something to watch while laddering in SC2. Shane's let me know that my microphone was really soft, so I turned it up. Thanks, Potter. Got in my back. Justin Williams has a question for you. Hey, Raul, have you ever read Howard the Duck?
No, but it's on a list.
Feeling you're like me, and we have a very long list going around.
Yeah, it's getting crazy. It's on my iPhone. Every time someone mentions something, I go straight into notes and add it to that. So Howard the Duck is definitely going on there.
Shane agrees that Arkham Asylum is the best. Also, Dark Knight Returns is on DVD and it's epic.
Very good.
Marcus Townsend said, props to Tegan for jumping in as moderator when I disappeared. Hashtag the show must go on. So there you go, Tegan. Well done. And then Marcus jumped in and said, sure, Maud has to bring up British accents, knowing that they're like razor blades in my ears. Do you know that according to most Americans, Marcus, that the UK and the Australian accent are all almost virtually indistinguishable? So I get called from England all the time. So
I was getting that. Yeah. When I was in LA, they kept asking if I was Australian.
Yeah, and like to you and I, they could not be more different, our accents, if you try. Like, we're like, are you kidding? But I'm very partial to a British accent, more so than our Australian accents.
Amazing.
When I went back to Australia, it had been about 8 months since I was on my home turf, and straight away, like over the comms and the plane, it's like, welcome to Australia. And I was like, oh, that's so rough. You kind of pick up bits of conversation and you're just like, bleh. But then of course you get back here and it's like, oh my God, that chick is like legit psycho. I can hear you. So there you go. Keep those comments coming through.
Sorry, I was going to ask, can you do a good Chav accent at all? Come on, you can do it.
Do a Chav.
Yeah.
Come on, do it.
Oh, God.
Do it. Go on, do it.
We sort of have more of a street talk, like it's like, yeah, you know what you're saying, bruv, you cool, yeah, you're just on road and that, yeah, just smoking or something, just go link something on road, you get, that's all we've got this weird lingo.
Can you throw an in it in there?
Yeah, we say in it, you know, in it, what's going on, brother, wagwan, you get me still.
What was the throw it, are you on the road? What was that one?
Are you on road, blood? I mean, are you around? Are you just walking around? Are you on road, blood? For real, yeah.
I've never heard that before.
It's amazing.
I want to get everyone in iZombie saying stuff. Well, we got a few words. There's, what we say, safe. Everything's safe. So if you gave me a cup of tea, I'll go, oh, safe, brother. That kind of thing.
But what if the cup of tea was really, really hot and you spilled it on you and then you were no longer safe?
That's not safe.
That's not safe.
That's hazardous.
That's deep, bro.
That's an OH&S issue, and I won't stand for it.
Alrighty. We're going to move on because I really want to chat games.
Yeah, get into it.
You. Big shout out. Yes, you were a little bit under the weather yesterday, but tell everyone what you did in your spare time with your hands on cool stuff. You know what I'm talking about. I made it just sound worse than it was.
Yeah, I was on antibiotics. Yeah, I was so excited to be on Geek Bomb. Like, it's kind of, we call it Sod's Law. I woke up Saturday morning and half my face was out here. Literally.
It was so sad.
Maud FaceTimed me. I had to prove it. I had to go up to camera and go, look how big. It's still quite big now. Like when I smile, I've got this Rocky Balboa.
Yo, Adrian.
You got I was wondering if you wouldn't mind marrying me very much. See, look, it's just. But yeah. It's
so subtle until you go in on one angle and smile.
That's why I put the laptop like 6 feet away from me.
Yeah.
So then, no, my agent, when I got the iZombie gig and was coming out here, she bought me. It got delivered to my house. It was the Lego Ecto 1. Which,
yes.
Yeah, and I don't even know. I never even told them. I think they must have seen a tweet from ages ago about how cool it was, and so I brought it out here because, you know, this ain't my place, and I wanted to make it my own. So I wanted an ornament, and yesterday I went to town on it. I was a little bit all over. Like I kept dropping pieces because I was on strong painkillers, but we got through it.
Which again is hilarious. It looks fantastic.
Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to see the finished one? Hold on, let me get it. One sec.
I have to find my phone, which I've lost.
I hope that he was so hopped up on painkillers that it turned into like a Lego pirate ship instead.
That's what I was waiting for. I thought like if it was so bad that he couldn't even form sentences, I was like, get on the show so we can have another. Where am I? I feel funny. I wanted to say that. Oh, check it out.
Can we get full screen on Rules so I can get a screenshot?
Yes. Hold that. That is so beautiful. Oh,
That's
my
amazing.
God.
It's so cool. They've got proper, like, if you check the back, they've got the proper proton packs.
That's so cool.
And then, I'm nearly 30, by the way. And then...
So are we.
Yeah, we're all the same age, you guys. Wow.
Oh, hang on, hold it.
Screenshot.
Can we get full screen on him again?
It should be.
No, it's not. Not for me.
No. How's that? Rock and roll?
No, still Maud Town, which is fine. I like Maud Town.
Hey!
There we go. There it is. Got it.
I can take the screenshot. Hey, look at this. Boom.
Got it.
Fabo.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
So this is what you're doing in your downtime. You love collectibles. You're into comics. You do have games. Yeah. Let's talk about what consoles do you game on? I know you're a PS4 lover.
Mm-hmm.
Good man.
Yeah. And you said I'm also one of the only 4 people in the world that owns a PS Vita, right?
Yeah. I think Toby is one too. I'm pretty sure our Toby is.
It's good. It's the first one. I've got the first model of it. It's so uncomfortable to hold if you have to stay away from it. You literally can only like that, just on the edges. But, yeah, the claw looks like that. But no, actually, you know what? Nearly every sort of generation I'll own every console. This is the one I haven't yet. It's still new, so I haven't got an Xbox One. I don't have a Wii U. I don't have a 3DS. It's literally just PlayStation. I'm a bit of a PlayStation fanboy at the moment. But not because I have any allegiance. It's just because, for me, there's no real reason right now to own an Xbox and a PS4.
Yeah, well, actually, Titanfall was only available on the Xbox One, but The Last of Us Remastered is on PlayStation 4, which is why I feel like I have to buy a PlayStation 4.
I think
I'm not going to get one.
Master Chief Collection is the reason I'll probably get Xbox One this November.
Yeah. How many did they say? It had, like, if you finished every single game in the collection, you could score something like 200,000 gamer points for Xbox.
Oh, really?
Which is obviously currency.
What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4 reach? No.
ODST.
ODST. Yeah, something like that. That's the only thing that might make me go. But I want a Wii U. I definitely want a Wii U. I know. What is
coming out on that's making you Yui?
You know what? It was. I kind of just miss it. It's. I just miss Nintendo. I've had a version of a Nintendo for every console cycle.
Did you have the GameCube?
Of course, I had the GameCube.
Hey.
One of my favorite games of all time was on the GameCube.
Hold on, did we talk about this? It was because there's only really 2 games on the GameCube, as I recall. There was Super Smash Brothers, and there was Wind Waker.
No, you missed it as well.
What?
Star Wars Rogue Leader, Rogue Squadron.
Oh, true. That's a great point.
Oh my God! When I saw the demo for that, and that was the reason I went out and got one. When I saw in a shop window they had the Battle of Yavin playing on the GameCube. It was because Star Wars Arcade, if you remember the arcade one with the joystick, and it was very linear. You would go on a rail. It looked better than that, and that I got a purple one. But no, there was more on what do you call it, on the GameCube, because you had Metal Gear Twin Snakes.
Never played a Metal Gear.
No, haven't done it. Soz.
Okay, so bye guys. You have to play Metal Gear. What are you guys
on
doing?
that bloody long list of mine.
Comic-Con.
Yep.
Hey, actually, I wanted to chat. I know we're going why GameCube games are the best out of all of them, even though they thought that reducing the size of the disc would make everyone love it more, which is totally not true. But you just mentioned Comic-Con. Let's have a chat about Comic-Con, because this was your first one, wasn't it? And you were like a little kid in heaven.
Yeah. Well, I was and I wasn't. Like, I was freaking out, but not. I think it was for different reasons, because the way it worked is I really wanted to just visit it as a fan.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go shopping and go to do some signings and things like that. But I wasn't. I was literally on a media day from 8 in the morning until 9 at night. So it was a different experience. Was it comic? I couldn't class it as attending Comic-Con in the purest sense. It's different when you're.
Did you check out the floor at all?
No. No, only again. It sounds very privileged. Only to sign posters, darling. You know, I didn't know. So it's not. It was an incredible experience. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had in my career. But it wasn't Comic-Con per se, because there was like, and me and Buckley were sort of getting yanked because we were in the Nintendo booth. One of the media TV guys had rented a yacht, and that's where they were doing their interview. And inside the yacht, Nintendo had set up booths of Smash Brothers on the 3DS and Mario Kart. And we literally jumped on that. We were playing Mario Kart. We were trying to play Smash Brothers, and they were like, "Yep, time's up. Go, get out." And
hold on, really, really quickly. Who do you play in Mario Kart?
I hadn't played it before, so I was.
You've never played Mario Kart?
No. I hadn't played 8. It was the first time I played 8. It's cool. It's cool.
Who'd you go to on the 64 then?
Sorry?
On the 64.
Oh yeah, I played on the 64.
Who would you go to?
Toad.
Me too.
Toad. And it was when I was on the Super Nintendo. It was Koopa Trooper.
Right.
It was the Koopa, and I had a Terrapin I had 2 Terrapins in real life called Koopa Trooper.
That's awesome.
True story.
And who did you play in Super Smash Brothers in the 3 minutes that you were able to play it?
We didn't. We got to character selection. We got told to get out.
Do you know how many characters they had? Did you see the yoga instructor from the Wii, what's it called? The Wii Fit?
The Wii Fit. I don't know if it's on. I didn't know if it was on the 3DS one, because I think that's only on the full Wii U version. Maybe.
God, it's hilarious. They go, hiya, poof, poof, and they do like all their tree poses, and they just keep hitting you. It's like the most troll character you've ever played. And like, honestly, people that get really, really good at the game will play that just because it's so insulting when you lose to them.
Yeah.
They just downward dog in your face. That sounds good.
But yeah, they had Arkham Knight panel as well. I don't know if you saw it. They were doing something with the Arkham Knight there, and I was walking towards it, and I got shouted like, "Come on, we gotta go!" You know, so everything was on a tight schedule. So I didn't. But then, you know, I did get to meet Jim Lee, and have dinner with him, which was very privileged to do that. And
He's
I got
just
to
such
meet.
a nice guy.
He was. He's.
Yeah.
You know what? I told Jim. I can call him Jim now. We're mates. I said to Jim, he's too nice, because someone with that kind of legendary status
gets to be an asshole.
He should be, because it protects you. But like, because he's so nice, like people could like, you know, he should protect himself, because he's such an icon. He's such a like he wouldn't be in Comic-Con. He couldn't go from A to B without being hounded. I mean, he's comic book royalty. But no, he is the most sweetest person I've met. And Mike Tyson, that was cool. Yeah, Mike Tyson was very nice. And I think I told you yesterday, I completely kind of gushed and got a little bit wet over the boys from Inside Gaming Daily, which was really embarrassing.
I can announce it. We actually have the boys from Inside Gaming on next week's Geeks Unleashed.
I really thought it was Adam and Bruce, and I think I ran up to them, and they were just in complete shock. It was just like,
well, you are like 6'4", so there is a lot of you, and if you're like me, I think we hit a certain height, and then we can't run, we bounce and we leap instead. And
we run with the head forward.
Because the gravity and like this momentum.
Yeah.
So you would be
just like
flying into them like this. Go, I love it. If that doesn't become a GIF or a GIF or whatever you want to call it, if that doesn't become one, I have not done my job right.
I kind of ran up to them and was like, Adam Kovic, Bruce Green, and I was like, oh my god, you guys are like one of my favorite gaming channels. My name's Rahul Kohli, and I'm on this show, and I was wondering if I can get a photo with you guys. And then I started quoting their own show things back to them. And Buckley was there, and I was like, Robert, come here, Robert. This is Bruce Green, and this is Adam Kovic, and I just made an arse of myself. But yeah,
that is full fanboying. You went full fanboy. You can go half fanboy. The fact that you quoted them back to them. What did you say? What were the quotes?
Well, on Friday, they every time it's Inside Gaming on Friday, they have this M. Bison clip, and they go, yes! And because it was Friday when I met them, I yesed them in their own face. Yeah, so that was one of them, and a few. I did a few others, but yeah, I did yes them quite loud, and no one. Yeah, just I went yes.
You know that I'm going to talk about this exact moment with them next week and get their side of the story.
Yeah, and if you are, it would do and apologize as well, because like I am actually quite cool, and I do, and I if I went to their offices, I would totally be like completely reserved, and I wouldn't like touch their face, or I wouldn't like I'd completely about it. You know?
Did you hug them and did you sniff their hair?
I smelled Bruce's beard.
You have to get pretty close to smell.
It was like almonds. No, I did no. It was cool. No, they were awesome, and yeah, I hopefully I'll next time I'm in LA, I'm gonna pop down and see what happens.
Maybe just guest appear in one of their episodes.
I doubt it.
Oh,
no one. Yeah, wait. You know, I think I'm probably allowed to look around, but they'll keep me away from all.
Yeah, it's that guy. It's that guy. Just be nice to his face, but seriously, wrap this shit up. I want to talk more about what you've been tweeting about with your geek obsessions and opinions, but I do want to just go back to the question board because everyone is watching this, and if you're watching it live, we have a live discussion, so keep chatting. Mr. Drew Q wants to know, hey, is it just me, or does Rahul look like Andrew Garfield? Have you gotten that before?
Oh, shit.
You know what's funny? That's only once, and it wasn't because someone said I dressed like him in Amazing Spider-Man when he's being a petulant teenager. But no, never told I looked like Andrew Garfield.
What did he wear when he's being a petulant?
He's like his little hoodies, and he sit there with his hair all right, and he's like, oh, Aunt May, Uncle Ben's dead, and like that kind of thing. So.
Hold on, just do that as well. Just do like a bit of a. Let's
what
see
like?
Yeah. Okay, there it is.
But like I'm
I
upset.
screenshot the shit out of that.
Oh, you're upset, so your eyes are shut as well.
Yeah.
I think that's a compliment. If you have looked at the celebrity interviews up on the YouTube page, you will have known that when I spoke to Andrew Garfield, I spent the entire interview talking about what he does to his junk under the Spidey suit.
Does he dress to the left or the right?
Yeah, I was like, you know, your tackle and your bait. You can't tell the difference between, you know, the both either. What do you do? Turns out he has a cup, like a mold that goes over so that it makes it just look seamless.
Bigger. Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I don't think it made it look bigger.
Because I'd ask.
She was looking.
Oh, yeah. You would do all these dives, and like it's in 3D, so you're kind of like, wow. Anyway, inappropriate. And Marcus has said there will be 2,000 new gamer score available for the Halo Master Chief Collection. I said something like 200,000. I think I got a little bit ahead of myself there. It's just 2,000. Calm your tits, Maude. There is also a rumoured achievement for playing through Halo 1 to 4 in one long marathon. # marathon gaming for the win. Can you imagine if you just played 1 to 4 consecutively? Ugh.
I want to do it. I'll Twitch it.
Twitch, yes. Have you got a Twitch account? And let's talk marathon gaming. What's your longest gaming session that you've done, and on which game? Tegan, I'm going to throw that at you after as well.
Okay.
So the longest gaming marathon, just from start
just
to
session. Whether it's longest, actually, I'm going to break this up into 2 questions.
Most hours clocked and.
Yes.
Like
how many hours you put into the one game, and what was your
Knights of the Republic
session?
is the longest I've put into anything, because I think I did every kind of variation, good, bad. And then I used double, and then I used two-handed, and then I was this class, and so I think I couldn't even begin to understand how many hours I must have put into that.
Yeah.
Session-wise, Red Dead. I think me and my buddy Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron. I think he's watching as well.
Hey! 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:45.
Yeah, he's hardcore. He's
on that.
Me and him, we went nuts for Red Dead. Red Dead's like easily one of my. I think we were talking about that on Twitter.
Yes,
like,
it was your favourite last gen.
Yeah, I think, and it was weird around the time that came out. I'd just seen Deadwood.
Right. So you were just a bloody cowboy.
Yeah, exactly. My ringtones were all like Sergio Leone films, like, and I was doing the spaghetti westerns, and then Red Dead hit, and me and Aaron went online and we didn't do anything like the competitive. We didn't do the death matches or anything like that. We just collected wild fever food and violet snowdrops and freaking walked around getting attacked by bears. And I think we literally stayed on it like 12 hours. We just like non-stop all day. Just we booted up. Would try every fort, collect every. And I just remember like worrying about deep vein thrombosis. But you hear about that. They gamed for 16 hours. He stood up and died. But yeah, Red Dead. I think Red Dead Online. That was the one.
I want everyone else to be answering this. If you're watching the video, comment in the YouTube box below where you're seeing this, because it'll pop up and I'll read them out at the end. What is your longest gaming session in one sitting, and what is the most amount of hours you put into the one game, and how many is that? The highest will win. But really, I'll make you address the question, are you really a winner? All right, Tegan, your answer.
Sure. So longest that I've been playing for ages would have to always be Fallout 3. I don't know how many hundreds or thousands of hours I've sunk into that. Just so many. And, only 25% of that is the Liam Neeson factor. Most of it is just it's a good game. And mine is actually Knights of the Old Republic for consecutive. I think it was 16 hours. I think, and I missed uni. I just, overnight, and then I realised that I'd missed a couple of uni classes. Didn't care. Worth it.
Knights of the Old Republic getting a lot of love today.
Lot of love. You guys know it's available on iOS. I don't recommend playing it on the iPad. I had it, and I think I lasted the first ship before I got on the escape pod or whatever.
Buy it on Steam. That's where I got it. I picked it up. It was on sale as well. I got it for like £1.75 or something like that.
Pound?
Can you say $5? Can you say $5 for me?
What, for a $5?
Yeah.
There you go. I went for a $5.
For me, with this question, I think the longest gaming session I've had is about 17 or 18 hours when I was in my World of Warcraft days. And I know that it was about that because I went on at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I think it was about 4 o'clock in the morning when I realized I was like kind of just got out of my slump, and I was like, what? Where have I been? What am I doing? I haven't eaten. I haven't gone to the toilet. Maybe I'd snacked a little bit. And I was like, what's the time? And I didn't know where I was. And at 4 a.m. after, 18 or so hours, I just remember unplugging my PC, and I picked it up, and I walked outside, and I left it on the side of the road. And then I walked back in, and I went to bed. And, because I was like, I cannot believe I've just done this. I woke up in the morning in a panic, and I ran outside, and it was gone. And it was the most bittersweet feeling I've ever had, and I haven't PC gamed since.
Wow.
Confession corner, huh? There you go. But the most amount of hours I put into a game is either one of the Final Fantasy games. Again, Data Guy because he had a PlayStation 2, and I really like Final Fantasy 12. This is my Final Fantasy wall you can see in the background here.
So Maude, you date guys because they have consoles you don't have?
Yes.
If I said to you, oh, I know this dude, he's got an Oculus Rift on prototype, then so that's how it works.
That's a contributing factor into second date. Yeah, sure.
Oh,
I've got stipulations. Have you seen Star Wars? No? Check, please.
Yeah.
Are you over 6 foot? Doing great. If I quote you The Fifth Element or Jurassic Park, will you know what I'm talking about? Yes? Another date? Yeah, that's kind of how it goes with me. Which is probably why I'm currently single here in LA. Also, I wanted to talk about the fact that you have been tweeting about your issues with the PlayStation Network pricing. Let's go in about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, when they promised this PlayStation Now service, which sounded, in theory, incredible, streaming games, a back catalogue of PS1, PS2, PS3, straight through to the PS4, it sounded like a dream. And then they got Geico or whatever doing it for them. And then when I read about this beta that came out, and it's like 90 days you can rent a title, and it's like one of them was, what was the one I quoted? Like Formula 1 2013 for $39.99.
But you only get it for 3 months.
You only get it for 3 months, yeah, and it's not...
Why can't you get it forever?
Sorry?
Why can't you get it forever? Forever.
Well, I think someone mentioned a good point about that. Like with Netflix, they might lose the licensing and want to take it off the library, just like with Netflix, titles change every time or whatever, and so they don't want to give you ownership forever. Why not? And I always thought, I always imagined that it was going to be a subscription service like Netflix. Like, hey, you pay $20 a month, The library's open. Play what you want when you want.
Yeah.
And that would have been, that would have been a reason to buy a PlayStation over an Xbox to provide that kind of service.
So you'd have like the Netflix effect. Yeah. Whatever you want. Here it is.
It's
monthly
really
subscription.
simple. That's it.
How long do you think it'll be before they actually phase out having a disc altogether? So having a physical copy of a game.
Oh, you see, I remember when it was gonna happen. You know that it looked like Xbox One was gonna do it, and PS4. That's where they were headed. I didn't really like the idea of it, but I'm slowly coming around to it. But I just think that the pricing is off. If you look at Steam. The reason why Steam's so successful is because exactly. It not only is it's digital, you're making a saving. You're actually making a saving. When I bought Borderlands for like £4 in the sale, you're making a saving. When I look on PSN, I can buy Battlefield for $49.99.
Yeah,
I can get it on Amazon for $40. Like I don't even understand. Yeah. It's until that happens, until it becomes competitive.
And even the older games, like there'll be PS1 games on there, and they'll still be like $10 or $15. Like, really, guys? Honestly.
Yeah, it's insane. It just doesn't. I don't understand how their pricing works. And then I know people who do pre-install and buy day one stuff.
Yeah.
Destiny on there is like $59.99 or something like that. And just go on Amazon, and it's there, and it's going to be delivered to you the same day on disc for at least £10 less. And it's just
unless you're in Australia.
Unless you're in Australia.
We get boned with game prices pretty badly.
Yeah, I've read about this. Yeah, you guys get it, and with censorship.
It's like $120 pretty much for a new released AAA title. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like worth mentioning actually that we're covering. Oh, you're in Vancouver at the moment.
Yeah, that's right.
And Tegan's in Sydney, or the Gong, which is close to Sydney in Australia, and I'm in LA. So we are covering like
we're international.
Chunks of country right now. Also, I wanted to talk about the fact that you are really, really frothing over the Turtle Beach Elite 800.
Gaming headsets was one of the few things I hadn't treaded before. Proper gaming headsets, and
they're like $300.
Yeah, but like. When I was 16 or 15 years old, I got a job at an electrical shop, and I was one of the first kids in high school that had 5.1 surround sound and a widescreen. That's all and I made £3 an hour, and I saved it. And I've always wanted. I hate cinemas, so I always like the modern comforts of home. And since they've shipped me out to Vancouver, and I've rented this place, which I moved in yesterday, I'm not going to be able to install a DTS 7.1 system in my landlord's place. So they're saying that the Elite 800s are the first true, like the closest you can get with a headset to 7.1 gaming audio. That's why I want it. So then I can just sit here. And then also if I get phone calls and stuff, it's just Bluetooth. So I'll be like playing my games and being like, yeah, Battlefield, and then answer calls from home. So it's all, I want it.
Just 300.
And I'm buying it as well. It's not a plug. I'm not trying to get it for free, Turtle Beach. I'm saying I'll buy it. Don't worry about it.
I'll send them the link to this one. Also, we're going to open it up. We've got Facebook questions as well that have sent in. These are kind of gamey ones that I'm quite aware. We've only got about 10 minutes left on the clock to get through them. So let's pow. I know that flew, right?
Yeah.
Scott Dixon wants to know, what two game titles would you like to merge? What is like the ultimate fusion?
Ooh.
And while you think about it, I will do the Dragon Ball Z fusion.
What two gaming would I like to fuse? You know what? It's happening. It's a cheat. I would have taken something like any type like Star Wars game and fused it with Battlefield. And it's kind of happening. Like Battlefront is Star Wars meets Battlefield, and it's having this. It just looks like it could be one of the best. I know we haven't seen anything, but in theory, if DICE are doing it, this could be insane. But that feels like a cheat, saying that.
Blaine has asked a question, Blaine Kusner. We've kind of already gone over it, but it's kind of funny that this is all about Knights of the Old Republic. He said, what game or game series would you like to make a comeback? Or to rephrase, what game do you think should have a new edition? For example, I would answer that I'd like to see a new Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Yep, I have to bring it up whenever I can.
Sequel to that. Yeah, I would like a sequel to that's a no-brainer. I can't think of anything I'd want more. And it's no. Sequel to Red Dead. I need Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
I need something.
Yeah.
I need a next-gen Red Dead.
Cool. What game has had the greatest impact on you and affected you the most? So you sort of sit back and went, whoa.
Okay. I was gaming long before it, and there were probably ones that had as much an impact as this one, but for some reason it's that GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64 was the first game I may have completed truly. Like, I completed in its entirety. I bossed the multiplayers. My older cousins would try to take me on 3-1. I could still screw them over with Natalia. I was like the gold. It was my game, and it started. And it's when I realised actually that I was quite competitively good at first persons. Was with GoldenEye, and yeah, I loved that game.
Proximity Mines in the Temple.
Oh, we played Proximity Mines in caves. That's what we used to do.
The best part about that's true. The best part about the Temple or any of them Proximity Mines is that you get your body armor. Boom, boom, get out of there. Like, oh, body armor. Best ever. Marcus Little wants to know, what's your opinion on HD remakes?
I am fond of them. I like them. I know some people don't. They think it's some sort of cheap cash-in. If you look at The Last of Us, like I finished The Last of Us on PS3 and I have it. I went out and bought it the day it came out for PS4. There's no reason. It's a bit prettier. It runs at 60 frames per second. It's got photo mode, but it gives. It's like when Star Wars came out on Blu-ray. You know, like it's just you get to see it from a fresher view. I know there are some games I really want HD remasters of. I would love Rockstar to release some form of Grand Theft Auto and best of, you know, Vice
Miami
City.
Vice, yeah.
Vice City, San Andreas. Give it in one nice HD pack with new textures and set that off PS4. Give me one, 3 to 5. I'd love that. And funnily enough, one of my most anticipated games, since Arkham Knight's been moved to next year, my most anticipated game of this quarter is GTA 5 on the PS4.
Wow.
And I've already finished it, but I saw that trailer and I saw the side-by-sides. It looks insane.
Do you kind of think, though, that because there are so many games out there, and you can put up to sort of 50, 100 hours into a game, that going over something that you've already done is kind of like eating into time that you don't really have?
Well, I don't know. I kind of never play one game solely anyway. I'm never that dedicated. I tend to have about 5 or 6 on the go, and I just covers my mood. I'm never in the mood to play the same game every night. So the more options I have, the better for me. Some nights I'll come home and I really want to be a dude bro. I play a lot of FIFA. Considering I play RPGs and things that give me geek cred, I'll still play Battlefield and FIFA. It depends on. I like my options. I don't just binge on one thing at a time.
Are you interested in getting any other handheld consoles? Because you've got the Vita. Would you want to get a 3DS?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I want a 3DS. I want to play Ocarina. I want to do it again.
There it is. This is the only reason why I asked the question. I just wanted to talk about Zelda because you hadn't talked about Zelda yet, and I hadn't had a break out.
I want to play Ocarina of Time again.
Oh my God.
I miss it. That would have been on my list if I hadn't said GoldenEye.
Good, because there is a question here. What is the best game ever?
Oh, it's probably you can't do that. I can do that with film.
What's the best film ever then?
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back is the best film ever.
Ever. Deal with it.
Are you still wearing your C-3PO socks?
No, I'm not actually. I had to double check. I've got a whole bunch of them. No, nothing geeky on today. But my phone wallpaper's cool. There's Bobber.
Oh, there he is. Oh, this is a thing as well. Like, we're having a debate because, England and Australia says Boba Fett, but now that I'm in America, I have to say Boba so that they know what I'm talking about.
Nah, it's I'll tell you why it's Bobber.
Where is he?
He was played by a Brit, Jeremy Bullock.
There he is.
Bullock? Oh, there he is.
Bollocks.
Jeremy Bullock. It's Bobber.
It's Bobber. Yeah,
It's
Bobber Apples.
Yeah.
And the last couple of questions that we've got happening, we might have to round this one out. David Harris says, going on prices, Alien Breed 91 is 13 on PS Vita. It's 20 years old. It should be free.
Shit, yeah.
And I know that the Nintendo Wii, I think, were the first ones to do, because everyone was focusing on being future-proof, but they actually wanted to be past-proof, they were saying. So they had Sega titles, Nintendo titles from the NES, the SNES, the 64, so you could actually buy, like, this is day one when, or, like, no, pretty soon when Wii came out. It's like 2006, 2007, you could download Ocarina of Time and play it on your Wii. You just get your Wiimote and turn it to the side or get a classic controller.
Yeah.
So no one really knows about that.
Yeah.
Didn't know about it?
I did.
Oh. Well, that's you.
And then you could buy. And what I love to do was I used to stick the GameCube discs into the Wii. You put them in and
you could.
GameCube controller in there.
So
and
pass-proof. Clever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now they've made a Wii U. I don't have one either, and I'm like obviously a Nintendo loyalist, and I've had the Nintendo since 20 years, and now it's like the Wii U's come out.
Super Mario 3D World, is it? Is that the one where he's dressed as like a cat? I played it at a booth and it's still good. It's, you know, it's funny that it's still good, and I think you do need a little bit of Nintendo in your life, no matter what console it is. And yeah, I'm still going to do it. I'm going to get one.
All right, we'll bite the bullet. And Chris14 says you should totally check out Astro headsets. They're so good. Yes,
but I just like the name Turtle Beach. And it's got those covers, and they're just releasing Star Wars covers to put on the Elite.
Oh, cool.
So, are you a Trekkie at all, then?
Trekkie?
Yeah.
I liked Next Generation.
Okay.
I owned a one. I was going to build a 30. I build models, by the way, model kits, you know, like with the glue, and I airbrush and stuff, and I weather them. So I was going to do the Enterprise one. That's as far as liking Star Trek went. But yeah, I'm always be a Star Wars fan.
What else makes you a geek? If you make models, what else do you do? Confession.
What else do I do? I used to. What do I do? Well, I make model kits and did stuff like that. I can legitimately lightsaber fight.
What do you mean?
Like, I can legitimately do it. Like, we did choreography, like sword training for plays, but I used to practice seriously, maybe a couple of hours a night with lightsabers in the garden. My parents were so proud. And I could
You're the original Star Wars
do the choreography to the Star Wars films.
Are you a Jedi?
Do it. Do it.
Should I put Duel of the Fates on, and I'll...
I know them. I know I can do Obi-Wan's moves, but I haven't got a stick. I got an electronic stick, but it's like I just know the moves. I just learned. It's a rubbish party trick.
You were the chosen one. So I've got to watch the prequels again for this new podcast, and I think I've seen Revenge of the Sith maybe once or twice.
I loved them when they were out because I was a kid, but they just they're great as I get older. Yeah, so you saw it the same. Yeah, and as I watch the more I hear Hayden is, you know, and I loved him, but for some reason I couldn't, like, please tell me
What was that?
Like that scene in Attack of the Clones, right, with Padme, and he goes, "From the moment I met you all those years ago," you know, and he's like, "The thought of not being with you, I can't breathe. I'm haunted by the kiss you should never have given me." I can't. I can't. I really. That's the role of my. I wanted to play Anakin Skywalker. I know I'm limited. Anakin Skywalker is the role I would chew up. Like, that
was one of our questions we're going to ask, actually, what your ultimate role would be. So.
Ideal role.
I'll do it again. Anakin Skywalker. I would chew that thing up. So, and I even remember as a kid, and this is before I even had drama training, and I was like, I would have James Earl Jones go through my script, and I would record his voice so I can get the cadence of how he speaks, because why should he sound so different when he has a voice? He doesn't have a voice changer. He should still have the same cadence of James Earl Jones, the way he spoke and the beat patterns. And I would study that, and I would have James Earl Jones work with me on my Anakin script, and I would have given the fans something beautiful.
I'm going to ask you to do a demo because obviously you're going to have to go like a little bit baritonal in the throat, but American accent as well. Your line for Anakin is, because how old is he? This is like in between, or is this during a
God, he's like 19, 20, wasn't he?
All right. So don't tell me how to use the Force. I am the chosen one. Go.
So, okay. Okay. Who am I saying this to? No, you can't just do that. Like, we can. So what's my motivation, and who am I saying this to, and what's the situation that we're in?
You are saying this to Obi-Wan. You are realizing that the training is just not working. You feel limited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the line? Say the line.
Don't tell me how to use the Force. I am the chosen one.
Don't tell me how to use the Force. I am the chosen one.
On that note, that is time.
That's the worst note to leave it on as well. That was.
Okay. You can ask your question. You can take it away with one last either thought or question or topic or whatever it is.
I want to ask you two a question because you guys have been asking me questions.
Go.
It's a random one, but I listen to a lot of video game soundtracks all the time. That's all I listen to. Yep. What is your favorite video game soundtrack? Okay, Ocarina of Time.
Not even that. Like even if you hear the orchestral version of it,
yes, I've got that. Yeah, like Nerdy Valley, stuff like that. Well,
I got a guitar. No, I got a piano, and the first thing that I learned how to play on it was the Tetris theme song. But the second thing that I learned how to play on it was Gerudo Valley. Da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum. Like that.
The orchestral version of that is amazing.
Oh, it's heaven, isn't it? So there we go. That's mine.
And we got what favorite.
All right. Okay, so people are going to get really upset, but I give 0 fucks about music. I don't care. I don't care. Like, and even soundtracks, I'm just like, whatever. And don't give a shit. My favorite thing from a game is the Alex the Kid. That's
totally fair.
That's it. So bring it.
How can you not care about music? It's 50%. No, I
don't even listen to music in the car. I listen to podcasts because I'm a giant geek. I'm like, I'm going to learn something today. I'm just not.
You know what? Fair point. Because like with music, I won't even really notice it. And if I am noticing the music, it's for the wrong reasons. It's either too repetitive or I'm not a fan of it. Like when I was playing Mass Effect, I died a couple of times, but that down, I was like, oh, that's so offensive. Like, you're really rubbing it in. It's like, you suck, you're dead. That's what that was like for me.
You didn't notice, like, the Street Fighter themes, like some of the most famous music. Like, you don't, even when you're playing it, you're like, this is a tune. Like, as I'm beating the crap out of you, Guile's stage was...
Yeah. I see them as, like, fun little things, but I won't get, like, into, like, any sort of, like, beautiful kind of soundtracks. If it was a fun little thing, that's fine, but no.
Oh, Final Fantasy series, beautiful soundtrack as well. They, again, kind of had that really angelic...
Was it Zanuck? That's the famous one for Final Fantasy X, right?
Never played 10. I did 12 and 13.
Oh, you told me this. Yeah.
Yeah, so on my list is, like, who's bringing that out again? Steam is remastering it, isn't it?
What?
Final Fantasies.
No.
Steam is not doing Final Fantasies?
I think someone's taken it upon themselves to do 7.
Yeah,
like they're bringing an upgraded match. Yeah, but it's only I think an upgrade of the text, like the backgrounds, not like the tech demo that we saw for PS3. I can't. Yeah.
This is where your question's gone. We handed the reins over to you.
Yeah.
Favorite. Okay, one last question because I've got my Marvel encyclopedia right here. What is your favorite Marvel kind of hero, and DC?
Favorite Marvel hero. It used to be Bill Bixby's. I used to love the Incredible Hulk because of Bill Bixby, the TV show. And he's Marvel, so I used to love that. But I'd probably say him or Wolverine. So the Hulk or Wolverine. And for DC, Batman.
Hands down, Batman.
All day Batman. I've asked Jim Lee. I actually asked Jim Lee if he could subtly start drawing Bruce Wayne with Indian features, so that subtly. When they start casting for Bruce, I can then.
So in 7 years, when Ben Affleck's had his run and he destroyed it, you can come in and save.
Well, because I could show Jim Lee's work and go, look, you not see how Indian Bruce Wayne actually is. But Jim kind of looked at me like,
don't you dare fuck with my Batman. You have a Jim Lee piece though, don't you? Jim Lee piece. You took a photo of it, and you're like, I met this guy.
No, it's just this. One of the ones he did. I was on the internet.
I thought you owned it.
No, I don't own it. I think Buckley owns one though. Buckley's got something.
That guy. You just make him so perfect, though. I mean, everything that I'm like, oh, but he's not a geek. You're like, yeah, he's really into games. I'm like, but he doesn't like comics. You're like, he teaches me about comics that I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, but he's got a girlfriend. You're like, no, he's actually single. And I'm just like,
well, I didn't say I think he is. But no, he's a huge geek. Rob Buckley's the real deal. He's the real deal. And he's too perfect. He's my little bestie.
We are talking about Rob Buckley, who's in iZombie as well, who signed my tit.
Prove it.
Oh, okay. No. Woo! On that note, we will call it a day because you nearly got a titty flash from me, and that's what I'm gonna do, but I'll threaten to, but it'll never happen. If people want to follow you, Raul, the Twitter handle is in your name, but just shout it out and where everyone else can find your deeds.
It's at Rahul Kohli 13.
Why 13?
I'm born 13th of November. It's my lucky number.
Lucky 13. And Tegan, what kind of articles you've been working on? What are you proud of this week that we've been working on for Geek Bomb?
Ooh, so I just had a very, very cool interview come out from the CTO of Spryfox. So it's all about the new game that actually got released today, which is called Road Not Taken. I promise you it will not make you want to kill yourself like reading Robert Frost if you did at school. So it looks like it's really cool. Awesome, interesting answers, so check it out. Geekbomb.net
to catch all those articles. YouTube.com/geekbombshells. Subscribe because we're doing a lot more videos lately. And Geek Bombshells on Twitter also. Facebook.com/geekbomb. Now I've plugged the shit out of it. If you haven't done any of them, then I don't like you as a person. But thank you so much for watching. Raul, can you check back on this video in about a week or so that people can keep commenting and asking questions for you and you can answer them? Yeah. So if you're watching this, you're like, but I didn't get to ask my questions. Fucking do it. Just write it down, okay? Sounds good. All right, thanks so much. This has been Geeks Unleashed. Make sure you do subscribe because we'll be having them every single week. And if you already missed who's going to be next week's, watch this from the start because I mentioned it. Tegan, are you ready? This has been Geek Bomb and...
The bomb has been dropped.
Yes.